This guide will show you how to create a purchase order in the Simple Purchase screen. Purchase orders need to be raised to record the goods that have been ordered from vendors, the receipt of goods into stock as they arrive, and the correct value of the goods on the invoice when it arrives. First of all, go to the menu on the left-hand side and select Franchise Point of Sale. You will then need to open up the Purchase folder and then click on Purchase Order. This will then open up your purchase orders. If there's already information in the fields, you can create a new purchase order by clicking in the white space around the header and pressing F3 on your keyboard. Click in the white space again to fill in the purchase order number and the dates. You will be able to edit the posting date and the document date by just typing over the date in that field. You will now want to select your vendor, so go to the menu on the right hand side and click Select Vendor. You will then be able to search for your vendor using the name field. So in this case, Goodyear. You will then be provided a list of vendors that include that word. Select the vendor you wish to choose and then click OK at the bottom of the screen. This will then bring in all that vendor information, as you can see in the example in front of you. You will now want to add in some items to your purchase order, so go to the menu on the right hand side and select Item. You can then use the match code to search for the item you wish to choose. So in this case, I'm going to search for a Goodyear tyre, so I'm going to use the manufacturer GO. And then I'm going to search for the tyre size, so 205, 55, 16. You will then need to click Enter on your keyboard, which will then provide you with a list of items that meet those specifications. Select the item you wish to use in your purchase order, and then click OK at the bottom of the screen. Your item will then appear in your purchase order. As you can see, for Goodyear Dunlop products, the cost price is automatically filled in. However, for other manufacturers, you will need to input this yourself. You will then need to include your quantity. You will then see how many you've got to receive and how many you have to invoice. Once you're happy with your purchase order, go to the menu on the right hand side and select Next. This menu will then allow you to receive your goods, which means the product has arrived with a delivery note, however you have not received an invoice. Or you can invoice by cash or by credit. For a purchase order, you will need to click Credit Invoice, as this will then go on the vendor account. You will then need to fill in your vendor shipment number and your vendor invoice number, which you should be able to get off the invoice you received. When you've input your shipment number and invoice number, you can then go to the bottom of the screen and click OK. This will then provide you with a breakdown of the cost. If the total is out by a penny compared to what is on your invoice, you can change this in the VAT amount, as you can see on the screen. When you're happy with the cost, click OK. This will then post your purchase order. It will then provide you with a purchase invoice number, as you can see on the screen in front of you. So if you need to note this down, do it then. If you selected Receive when posting the purchase order, it will still need to be invoiced. When you receive the invoice from the supplier, you can match it to the purchase order. First of all, you need to go to the menu on the left-hand side and select Franchise Point of Sale. You will then need to go to Purchase in Progress. You then need to tick Include Completely Received. This will then show any orders that have just been received. Select the one you wish to invoice and click Open at the bottom of the screen. This will then show your original purchase order. However, in the quantity to receive column, it will be blank as these items have already been received. You will then need to click Next in the menu on the right hand side. At this point, you will only be given the option to invoice, so click Credit Invoice. This will then give you a breakdown of the cost, and then click OK. This will then post your purchase invoice. You have now come to the end of this guide. For more guides, please visit bit.ly/gripsguides or call the Grips support team on 0208 328 9818.